When the roll. Good night. Good night. Thank you so much for joining. Hello. Rema Dillon, when are you going to come out of the dark? You see, the thing is, if I come out of the dark, do you realize that I have to change my name? I will no longer be Lady in the Dark. So it's best for me to remain in the dark so I can maintain my name. Good night, Sandra. Good night. Thanks so much for joining. Please, guys, as you join, just hit the like button for me. I hope you understand, Rema. But hopefully soon, I will definitely give you a peek of my ugly face. Quite beautiful face. Since that's what you all want to see. But I will remain in the dark. I will continue doing my live in the dark because if I do come out of the dark, then it wouldn't be Lady in the Dark. So maybe at one time I will just show you all my face so you can see who you're talking to. Right. Mm-hmm. You soon see. I said, people, Jamaica. Every day in Jamaica, you hear of some stories, news stories, and you have to wonder what is going on. Today, the SHOT, a taxi man, and when I listened to the news, you know what they said? They said the taxi man car was loaded with students. And I'm like, seriously? So they attacked the man, when he actually have children in his vehicle. The man come out of the vehicle, him run, and them run him down in front of the children and basically kill him just like that. And when I hear that, I'm like, what is going on? Because back in the days, these things never used to happen. People used to be so afraid of doing certain things in broad daylight. No, they don't care who is seeing them or anything. I'm wondering if they had on masks today or what. And when you look at what is happening with that innocent 8-year-old, they're saying that it's a female. I'm wondering, how can a female be so cold, so cruel to do something like that? But really and truly, the time that we're living in, we can't put anything past anybody, male or females. The females are involved just like the male. The females, some of them, they tend to do these things when they realize that they can't get certain things. So to me, it's like their way of acting out. But I hope that they will find this lady soon and very soon, because I don't know, but trust me, it's another level they're taking it. When you listen to it, it's another level. They're just heartless. They're just cruel. And you don't know what is going to happen. Now, people, I hope you all had a wonderful day. Please hit the like button, guys. I hope you all had a wonderful day. And I will not be long tonight because I am really, really tired. Now, people, I was driving home and I was listening to a particular lady live. And she was speaking about what another lady mentioned on her live. I'm talking about LaDonna and Lady V. Yesterday, Lady V did her live, and when she was doing the live, she spoke about certain things and everything. One, She never called no name. Today, LaDonna did her live and everything, and she came out and she was speaking about it and so forth. And while I was listening to both of them people, I'm going to be honest, I was saying to myself, this is the reason why the mix up that is going on social media, this is the reason why it will never, ever done. It can't done, no day, no how, it can't done. When you look at these two ladies, two beautiful, intelligent, well-spoken, black, strong women, when you look at them, when you listen to them, clearly both of them have their life going on. They have their career, they have their family, and everything. So everything is going on for them. But what I realize that is happening with these two ladies on social media is like they are picking at each other. Picking. And you have to wonder why it's happening. This one will come out, the next one answer, and so forth. Now, with LaDonna Live, if you realize the lady didn't call any name, she mentioned certain things, she took it up. What I realize is that LaDonna is someone, she blog, she speak about her topics and so forth and who she want to discuss. What I realize is that she is a type of person, she's emotional, she get attached to the content that she's discussing. A perfect example is when she was discussing the gentleman here in Jamaica, and until today, she's still talking about it. She can't get over it, to show how attached, how emotional she is when she's discussing her topics and everything. And that is just the type of person that she is. Now, you see, as bloggers, people, hi, Princess. Good night, Princess Rose Doll. Right. You see, as bloggers, me go be honest, we have to put on thick skin. We can't make every single thing where people talk affect us, especially when them not call your name, you know. And sometimes, even when they call your name, you don't make it affect you, especially when you know that, hey, what the person is talking about is just pure rubbish. It don't make no sense, nothing. You ignore it, you avoid it, and you move along. But what is going on? Lady V did her live. She is going through her entire situation. A lot of females might say why it is in the public domain as to what she and her family is going through. But I would want for individuals out there to understand a lot of people, they put stories like those into public domain because they want to help others. When you listen to some people and their stories, you know, you wonder, geez and peace, why did I put it out there? Because you're saying to yourself, if it was me, I would be ashamed. I would be ashamed. That's what a lot of people is saying, you know. If they were in the one that is in her position, they would be ashamed to discuss the stories. But you have to understand, they put the information in public domain because they want to reach other individuals who might be going through a similar situation. And when you hear people now who don't understand the reason why the stories out there, they will come, they will twist it and do all sort of things with it. But you have to understand why they're doing it. And not only that, also, as individuals, we have to understand when enough is enough. If you understand what I'm saying, you have to know when that, okay, then enough is enough. Because when you discuss a certain topic once, twice, you see the third time, you see it continue, you just leave it alone because you already give your story, you already tell what you think about it and everything. So, and you realize that it is the same thing that is going on. You leave it alone, especially when it's someone that you and them don't have a good relationship. You avoid the situation because you know if you're going to come and you're going to discuss it, it might cause conflict. It might cause the same mix up where everybody always a talk about on social media. So at times it's best when you see certain content, as much as though you know you're going to get the views if you publish it, avoid the situation because you know you and that person to see eye to eye. When you talk, it's like the person won't understand. When the person talk, you won't understand. So you avoid the situation. You see, at times, I'm going to be honest, here in Jamaica, we have individuals that go around and they will tell their stories. I'm saying Jamaica because I know that it happened here in Jamaica. I live in Jamaica. I don't know anything about any other country. And they will go around, they will tell their stories, whether it be they are HIV positive, they are an ex-convict. You realize that they go to sessions and they tell their stories and so forth. They come on the media, they publish their stories. And a lot of times people will look and people will say, why they keep on doing that? People are going to call them names and all of that, but they're doing it because it's a healing process for them also. So you have to understand, maybe this lady is doing it because she's healing from it when she discussed it on social media and everything. She said she and her daughter started it, doing the discussion, and then they leave it at that and everything. Now, people, when I was watching LaDonna, LaDonna talk and LaDonna say certain things, and I'm like, have mercy, Lord. Lord, please don't let Lady V answer. Please don't let Lady V answer. Because you know, if she come out and she answer, I saw it go on. I saw it go left, right, left, right, left, right. And that no good, especially when you look at them. These are two women on social media, intelligent. You would expect certain things, expect them things there. And when you hear LaDonna talk, and everything, I'm wondering, what is she studying? I don't know, but I'm wondering because she keep on talking. It seems like it's something that have to do with counseling and children or people who are in some situation, it seems. So I was listening to her and I was saying, okay then, okay, but really, as human beings, we have to try our best not to judge people. We have to try our best, even if you might think that that person is such and such. Just put it at the back of your mind, not to speak it, because you see, sometimes when you think certain things and you let it come out of your mouth, you have to sit, you have to observe everything before you let it come out of your mouth. So you see, if you think that somebody is a troublemaker, sit, observe everything that the person is doing. Hi, blessed one, good night, good night. Watch everything that the person is doing, and then you can come to your conclusion and everything. But you can't say the person is a troublemaker because of something that is going on in their life, because you have to understand, when you come out and you discuss what is going on in the person's life, they might go take it up and they might go on with it and everything. But to me, these two beautiful women on social media, I hope that they will just put it aside, avoid each other content, avoid each other page, because clearly if they don't, it is going to continue. And as bloggers, we have to know at times what we're supposed to run with and what we're supposed to leave. And you see, sometimes when you realize that it's a particular individual that you and them not going to say eye to eye or anything, leave it alone, move along to something else. Because to me, that is always the best thing. But and not everybody stay the same. Some people, them just no business. Now, people, Claudia Brown. Night, Claudia. Okay, right. Now, people, you see, I am going to speak about something else. Today, I was talking to a young lady. I asked her for her permission to have a discussion about the story. She said, yes, I can talk about it. I asked her if I can tell a group of people that I speak to online about her story, and she said, yes. Now, I was speaking to a baby mother. This baby mother, she have 2 children. She said she got the first one when she was 14. And what happened was the man that got her pregnant was much older. So because of that, he's behind bars. And she have a baby, from 14. When she was 17, she got pregnant again. And that man, people, is behind bars. Realize when me say, this woman have 2 pitney for person that, well, for 2 man where they are prison. Simple put it like that. Oh, hello, my 3 son, Antigua, my 3 grandchildren. Oh, good night. Right. Thank you so much. So she have 2 children, the 2 baby father in jail, well, in prison. One, because they got her pregnant at a very young age. So he's behind bars. And not only that, it seemed like that gentleman, she was not the only one. Because when she told me the time, that the length of his sentence, I was thinking to myself, but something not right there. So, but I didn't went further into it. The second baby father, they caught him with a G. So because of that, he's behind bars also. So I was saying to her, oh, you are so unfortunate to have 2 baby fathers and both of them in prison and everything. The lady said, Miss, I'm really unfortunate, She said she was unfortunate with the first one, but she realized that she is attractive. She finds certain type of man attractive. When me say, what you mean? She said she like the man them when they're rough. She like it when them dep on the rough side, if you understand what I'm saying. I said to her, how does that benefit you? She said she don't know, but that's how she like it and everything. And I was like, weird. There was another lady that was in the room with us, and the lady was thinking, and the lady said to her, what you mean you like it when the man them dep on the rough side? The lady literally, people, said to the woman, say, she like it when the man them involved in a badness. She love it when they are involved in certain activities. And I was like, is this lady for real? So she was there and she was speaking and everything. We asked her how she's taking care of her children. She said the liquor selling that she do here and there, it help her take care of the children. That's the reason why she's now trying to get a good job to become something else. We said, okay then. Now, people, here is a woman, 2 children, the girl have, This is someone, people, she not even reach 20. She not reach 20. And she have 2 people, one at 14, one at 17. She not reach 20. The man that she's involved with now is another man who is involved in a gang and everything. And this lady was there talking like it's normal. She was saying basically that the life that she's living, nothing wrong with it, it's normal and everything. And I looked at her and I said, what do you expect your children going to think of your lifestyle? She said, I don't think anything. She said her daughter is doing very good in school. She's young and she's bright and everything. And the little one is very young. So I was saying, okay then. And when I went further, I said, what caused you to enjoy that so much, being on the rough side? She said, really, when she was growing up, her father was never there. She met this man, older man, that got her pregnant at 14. And he also was on the rough side. He treated her good and everything, give her money to go to school and so forth. She said at times he used to do certain things to her, but she never think anything of it and everything. And you see, when I sat there and I was listening to this lady, I started to analyze her situation. And you see what I realized that is happening because of the trauma that this young lady went through at the tender age of 13, 13 was when she lost it. She got pregnant at 14 and everything. Because of what happened at 13, until this day, this lady cannot move past certain situation. She said if normal man, I'm going to use her word, if normal man talk to her or anything, she said she don't find them attractive or anything. She can't deal with a normal man. I said, don't you think you're putting your life at risk? This is the shock part now. She said, Miss, well, the whole away after died sometime and my life rough. And that the lady said. So you realize that the trauma that she went through, she still don't recover from it. She's still going through it. And because of that, she's living life on the edge. Everything she's doing is high risk to me. And what I would want people to understand is not just certain things. You realize that people that undergo trauma is not just certain things that they do. Females that underwent trauma, they also behave like this young lady. They will act like this young lady and believe that what they're going through, what they're doing is just their life. Because when I was talking to her, I believe that this is a woman. If something's supposed to happen today and somebody come with a G and put it at her head, I think she would welcome it based on what she said. And you realize that she not heal none at all. She not heal from what the big man put her through. She don't heal from what her dad did to her. She not heal none at all. So right now, she is still a suffer. She's still going through that situation. And a lot of people might think that females, when they go through certain trauma, they only do certain things. They will become P, they will, and all of that. But no, they have other ways of basically trying to deal with their situation. And that is what this young lady is doing right now. And at the end, I asked her, do you think your life will ever change from what is going on now? Do you think you can live a better life? And what she said, I found quite surprising. The lady said, Miss, honestly, no. The lady said, right now, I have too much darkness around me. I said, what do you mean from that? She said, Madam, me no want to explain because maybe something like, I said, no, explain. But she didn't explain. But she said she have too much darkness right now around her, so she don't think her life could be better. I said, so what would happen to your children? She said, if anything happened to her children, she have an auntie that help her with them. So that auntie will take care of them and everything. And I was just sitting there. Even when the young lady left, I was sitting in awe. I was just there. When you want to reach out to someone and you don't know how, because clearly this is a woman that is going through a rough stage in her life. And when you look at it, she's not to be blamed. And that is what is happening. As females, we quick to blame other females and say, okay, are them cause it upon themselves, are them use a dress in the body rider, are them wear the shirt up something, are them no, she's not to be blamed. Something bad happened to her right now, she's just in need of the help. When I listen to her, at times, it's sad to say, but the help that you think you can provide to them, it not going to help them. Because when me sit down and me listen to this a woman, only divine intervention one can help her, because some of the stuff that she said I omit. But only God alone can come down and help this young lady because of what she's going through. And people will look at females like this and they will say, all sort of things. Because when you look at her, people, she good looking, that are one thing. The knuckles them, I was looking at her, I realized that her lip was black, her knuckles black, her face brown, her hands brown, and everything. She have on the eyelash, nice hairstyle and everything. When you look at her now, you realize they're one of them Atta's girl there. One of them girl there where people call at girl and everything. But I would just want for people to understand that it's not everybody you see walking on the street, looking at you, give you a good smile, a nice smile and everything. I know all of them going through a good time. Whole heap of them are suffer in silence. Because when I look at this young lady, nobody couldn't tell say them something there she got through. Nobody couldn't tell because of the way she looked. Nobody couldn't tell. And I was just thinking to myself, wow. And I wonder, really and truly, if this young lady have ever sit down with someone before and just talk to them, just open up to them, because she did not open up to us. She was still withholding information and everything. So clearly, she never opened up and everything. So I wonder if them get the chance to sit down with somebody where they can really open, if that will help. We don't know. But people, please understand. I know everybody want to sit on the road. We dress good, look good, and everything. I know all of them I got through an easy time. Some of them, they are being haunted. The system sometimes church help to make them so. Yes, that's true. That's true. She just give up. That's what I think. She just basically give up on her life and everything. She can't bother. She just give up. And the reason why I'm telling you this story, because you see, at times when I come in contact with certain things and I see certain things going on social media, I always make a connection. So with this young lady, her story, what went on, what happened to her at the age of 13, and how she living her life now, she's not doing any, what you call the site? OnlyFans. She's not doing any OnlyFans. She's not doing any videos or anything like that. But when you listen to the way that she's living her life, you realize that she is suffering. She's still going through her trauma. So you have to understand, I know everybody deal with the situation in the same way. Every single one of them have a different way of coping. Every single one of them have a different way of coping with what they went through. And we just have to understand, we have to pray for them, because trust me, when you listen to this lady, it's sad to say, people always say, oh, they need counseling, they need therapy. But when we listen to this young lady, I think counseling not going to help. I think she needs some serious prayer. I think them have to carry her at the altar. Them have to just, that are the only thing we can help her. Simple put it like that. Because when you hear someone say that they have too much darkness, they love live on the edge and everything. When you hear them say that, just imagine some of the things that they do. And I remember some time ago, there was an incident where someone said they got robbed, and it was a female that chartered the taxi and said they want to go to a certain point. And when they reached that point, what do you think happened? Man jump out, and that was it. And it was a female, we do it. And the female just come out and like nothing. When the man them did it, for sure say them a work together. So these are the things that is happening in our society. Yeah, God can help. Wow. But I hope, I really hope that she will be able to get the help that she needs, especially before her children reach a certain age where they can understand. Because we don't want them to be in the situation that they're in now. Now they're young, so although even they might still understand in their own mind what is taking place. But I really hope that she will get the help that she truly deserves. So people, please, we have to look out for our females. We have to try to understand what they're going through, how they deal with the situation. Because whole heap of people, they turn to social media, they will come, they will have discussion and everything, because that is how they deal with the situation that they're going through. Some of them, they will turn to OnlyFans, they will turn to making videos, because that is how they deal with the situation. Some of them, like this female, will take up certain activities because they are dealing with their situation the way they know how. So we just have to understand that, not to judge, try our very best to understand what they're going through. You see, at the end of the day, people, none of we are perfect, None of we are perfect. I said it this morning. We all need the saving grace of God. Oh, there is this movie on Netflix. It's called Amazing Grace. It's an African movie. People, I love to watch the inspiration movies and everything. And this movie connect with the topic also. This young lady in it, she go by the name of Grace. I can't call the guy name. I want S name. Grace, Dada, S her mom. They were hiding in a room, and because of that, she had to start taking care of her sister and her brother. While she was taking care of them, basically, a little bit after her parent, the landlord kicked them out. She have to go live with one of her friend who was a P and the oldest profession. So she had to move in with that young lady and everything in a little zinc house. It's an African movie. While she was living there, she was still going through difficulties. She was trying to go to school. The friend introduced her, said to her, because she wanted to make some money. So the friend introduced her to the oldest profession, and she started doing it. She make a whole heap of money. The friend thief her money, everything. But before she started doing that, guess where she went for help? And they turned her back. A church. She went to a church for help, and the lady that was there basically run her, cuss her out, tell her say she look like this and everything, and run her from the church, because she went to the church before she went to the street. Exactly, Claudia. Oh, Claudette, exactly, Claudette. That's what I'm saying. She have to understand, attack the issue, and understand that the lady is going through her thing, and maybe social media is her way of healing through everything that she's going through. Right. So Grace went to the church before she went to the street. The church turned her away and everything. Long story short, she ended up finished school because of the work that she was doing on the street, pay her school fee, do her exam. She ended up even going back to that same church. The pastor's son fell in love with her and everything. Long story short, people, what I'm saying is that the end grace end up good and everything. What I'm saying is that a lot of these young people, they turn to the church, and the church turn their back on them. The church not understand, say what they're there for is to open the doors to every single soul. Every single soul they're supposed to open the door for. And they don't understand that when this young lady went there, they turn her away, they cuss her out and everything. And that is something that is happening in our society today. You have people who are suffering, who need someone to talk to. They will go to these churches, and the church turn them away. And not only church, but they will go to people, and people will just turn them away for some particular reason. You see, blessed one, that is what a lot of people don't understand. Real hurting people have only one intention: to hurt others. That is it. And you see, the young lady, that is what she's doing right now. Because me not tell no lie, You see, when she in front of me, she don't know which platform me I go discuss it, and I just asked her if I can, and she said yes. You see, when she did it and she attacked, Yes, have mercy, Lord. When if me go say nothing bad to this a woman and next thing me know something go that make them something I go through my mind. So me try my best not say nothing much to her. Me just sit down and just listen. Me not say nothing much to her because that was what I'm thinking. Because when they're hurting, them no business. If you say, hey, you're fat, hey, guess what? Them now go take that so. So they will want to do something to you and everything. But people, the church is there to provide support to people who are hurting. Unfortunately, a lot of churches, they lost the way. They don't understand the calling. They don't understand the saving grace of God. They don't understand that they're supposed to save sinners out there. So what you realize is that a lot of them, they turn a blind eye to situation. They act like they're perfect, that they don't have any fault. But every single one of we, none of we not perfect. The whole of we have our faults. So we have to understand, Christians, even if you're not Christian, not turn your back upon nobody at all. If somebody come to you and they're asking for something, if you can't provide them with it, provide them with even a listening ear, because sometimes that's all they want. They just want somebody to talk to. If somebody come to you and they might ask you for lemonade and you just have the water, tell them, say you have the water and you give them the water. I won't tell you to welcome everybody in your home. And I know everybody nowadays, you can really draw close to, because the time that we're living in is so serious. But not turn with nobody, especially when you realize that it is someone who is hurting, because you can never tell the difference that you're going to make in somebody's life. You see, when I look at it, I was saying to myself, imagine if this young lady, I'm talking about Tenille, if she was suffering from certain mental illness. Imagine if the mother was suffering from certain situation. Just imagine with everything that is going on, everything that is being said on social media, just imagine how it would affect them if they never have a strong mind, a strong heart. They would take it serious. That's what would happen. But thanks be to God, they pass that. Clearly, they have each other for support, and that is the best thing. That is the best thing. And I hope that this lady will understand that it no matter the profession that you're in, it no matter what you study, it no matter what you decide that you're going to do, you have to be able to relate to people's situation. You have to come down to their level, what they're going through. Try to understand before you can cast judgment. You have to understand that, because you see, a lot of people, you go to school, you study counseling, you study this, you study that. And the main thing that you're supposed to understand, that part is missing. You understand every single thing else. You understand all the counseling theories, all the counseling, but the main thing that you're supposed to understand, which is people emotion, that part is missing. The empathy that you're supposed to have, it's missing. You don't know how to relate. You're looking and you're saying to yourself, oh, I'm a guidance counselor, I work with kids, I can't do it. No, that's not how it's supposed to be. You have to be able to relate to people. You have to be able to understand their situation for you to become a good counselor. Because you see, really and truly, if you can't get on that person level, you will never be able to connect to that client. You have to be able to understand what they're going through. At times, you might sit there, you listen to everything that the person is going through. You listen, you try to make notes, you try to make connection with what you learn in school and so forth. Sometimes you say, well, you're learning at school, you just have to put it on the back burner because it's not relevant to real life situation. You just have to put it on the back burner. You just have to understand, hey, right now, this not call for me for be. This not call for the counselor. This not call for the guy. This call for me as a woman. This call for me as a mother, me as a sister, a daughter to deal with the situation. Because you see, at times when you have on the counseling at, and everything, people won't be able to connect with you. especially when you're trying to deal with a young person who's going through a difficult situation. But you see, when you try to talk to them like a peer, a sister or something, you realize that they are now able to open up to you. They're providing you with information that you need to fix or to try to fix the situation that they're going in. So we have to remember, and everything where you study and everything, yes, it's relevant and so forth, but in every situation, it's relevant too. You have to know when to apply and when not to. Simple put it as at that. And a lot of people, they practice and they might wonder why the practice not flourishing, why they're not succeeding, why they're not getting enough client. That's the reason why. They just sit there, and when you look, okay, maybe I'm a shrink. Okay, I'm a shrink, talk to me. Okay, the standard English is there. The person come to you and a chat, then country part one, you're there. How? No. Get on their level. Understand what they're going through. You see, if a child come to you, I'm not a counselor, people. Let me simply declare that I'm not a counselor. I studied counseling in school. It was a course that I did. That was the only thing. You see, when you're dealing with kids, you can't just have them there, sitting. Guess what you have to do? You have to draw out the charts, the play mat, the toys, everything. Go up on the floor with them. Take off the aisle and everything. Kneel down on the ground. And that's how you connect to a child. Exactly. And that's what people don't understand, Miss Brown. Right. When you're dealing with a child, you have to get on the child level and everything. You have to talk to them at that. You use the toys, you make the connection. If you can't do that, you will never reach. You will never reach. I like her platform. I normally watch it. But I think, as I said earlier, she's a bit emotional. She easily to get attached to her content, her situation, and even she mentioned it also and everything. So I hope that you understand that you have to separate it. If you're going to do this, say, hey, me just a blog. Me not going to get too connected to it. Me not going in a shower and tears are come to me eye. Me not going to depend on a train or on a bus and I cry about it. Me just talk about it and I move on. It don't affect me. That's what you have to do, because I say, if you not do that, the least little thing people say about you, the least little story that you hear that is going to move you, it is going to affect you emotionally. And when it affects you emotionally, you're going to realize that your loved ones around you, it's affecting them. They're going to tell you that, hey, guess what? Come off of social media. Or, me no want to hear nothing about what going on social media, or something like that. That is what is going to happen. So I hope she knows, just separate it. Not get too attached. Talk about what you have to talk about. And if you see a topic, that you know you're going to get attached to, no discuss it none at all. And that me do. When me see certain topics, I know say, guess what? Me I go feel away, me I go lie down in bed and me I go think about it and everything. Me just don't talk about it. Me just leave it alone. I try my best not even to listen, because I know what is going to happen to me when I do, or it's going to affect me. So I try my best, just jump over it and everything. I saw an article in the paper, and people, me read the article, and me I tell you, all when me there work, me I think about the article. And me I say, you know what? Me need to stop by the Gleaner. Me really need to stop by the Gleaner. Me need to stop reading something there and everything. Because me I think to myself, it's a story about the place in Montego Bay, the Col, that sea place in Montego Bay. And this man is from a small island. They black out his name. The man say he was introduced by a friend in Jamaica, and in Godier, the people then beat him wife and everything. Him saying how much money come. And I'm like, what? And I'm thinking to myself, how can people? And even when I'm thinking about it, Because you see, when I see those things, it affect me. Me upset. I'm going to tell you why. Because you have too much SCAMMERs. You have too much of them. And they're just going around. Some of them then come to you and you think that, okay, what they're doing illegal. But when you really check it out, it's illegal. And they make people look bad. They make people look bad, especially us Jamaicans. So I don't like them. I don't like to read about those stories or to listen to any stories like those or anything. The other day I saw where someone posted this lady overseas and she get work her money and send come to Jamaica to our guy. And the guy use up. And yes, when I see them something, me get upset. So me try my best to avoid those situations. And I would say to LaDonna, avoid those topics that you realize that you're going to get emotionally attached to. You realize that you're going to sit and you're going to think about it. If it's those topics that related to children or anything, just avoid them. Stick to something else. And just avoid it. Yes, you would get the views. And as a blogger, you're out there, you want the views and because you know, so you want the dough at the end of the day. But peace of mind, that is more important than anything else in the whole world. When I was listening to someone and they were talking about it, I'm like, oh my God. I was just scroll and I just have to just continue because I was like, oh my God, hear this man now. Oh, in my class, the woman and everything. So you see, when time I see them something there, I just say, okay then. So I hope that she will be able to leave those topics alone. The gentleman topic like the one here in Jamaica that she's still talking about, leave that alone. That situation with that lady with the earring port and Lady V, leave it alone because you realize that it is affecting you. It is going to affect you. You're going to be in your shower thinking about it. You're going to be on the bus thinking about it. Avoid those situations. Just do your thing. Come on your platform, discuss any other topics, but avoid those situations because it's really and truly, as bloggers, we have to know where we feel run with and where we're not supposed to run with because I know every story good for run with. And as I said before, especially when you realize that it's going to affect your peace of mind, not touch it, leave it alone. And at the same thing in life. You see, if we take that approach to life, for know that peace of mind is more important over certain situation, this world would be a better place. It would be so much better. But no, people tend to run down the Benjamin, the U-share, the dollar. And you realize while running down the dollar, you end up into situation. Those situations start to tarnish your reputation. People start to certain thing. No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And especially when you realize people is going to come to you and they're going to start to ask you to do certain things. Because may I tell you, you see, here at Jamaica, when you hear people talk about what people ask them to do, you have to wonder. Me know somebody will work a custom, and when you hear the young lady say she have it hard to do her work, she says she have it hard. She said every single day somebody come to her want her to do something. Every single day. And this is something where she go, I see him you for study. And when you hear my girl say she try to run out of it because she don't want nobody do her nothing and everything. Because every single day people are come to her and everything. So know when to avoid situation that is going to affect you emotionally and affect your mind. So people, I said I'm not going to stay with you long, and it is 48 minutes I'm sitting here chatting. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to go to my bed. I have work in the morning. I'm talking invites public arenas again. Yes, so true. And you see, the thing is, a lot of times, you see, if people who underwent certain situation, if they speak about it, public awareness and also healing for them. They would be able to heal. But because they choose not to speak about it, a lot of them, they have it all buckled up inside. And you realize that they're not dealing with the situation the right and proper way. But speaking, public awareness, it's always the best way. Always the best way. We just have to understand that everybody, they're going to deal with them problem differently. You wouldn't come to social media and discuss it. You wouldn't want to send the file to someone for the person to view, analyze, critique, and everything. Maybe someone would, because they want you to get an understanding of what the person went through and everything. Maybe that is the reason. You don't know. So, guys, thank you so much for joining. Please have a good night. Yes, and stay safe. Please be careful out there on the road. When you listen to the news, it's scary. The taxi guy, when you listen to them speak about him, they said he was a good guy. He wasn't involved in anything, and look what happened to him. We don't know the reason why it happened or anything. So just be careful, be safe. If you step on somebody's toe, no bother. Be bad. Just simply say sorry and move along. And if somebody step on your toe, tell somebody sorry and just move along. That is my approach to life. So people, please be safe. Thank you so much for joining, and good night all.